Hello everyone and welcome to Free Range Diva, where you will find helpful information to enhance your beauty and wellness routines. When you think of summer, do you think of things like grilling outdoors, fresh food grilled up on your grill? Do you think of summer fruits like peaches, for example, or salads? Well, this video today is going to combine all three of those things. I'm going to be preparing for the first time for me a recipe from the cookbook called Indulge, and it's Valerie Bertinelli's recent cookbook. There's a recipe in there for grilled peaches with burrata cheese, which is an Italian cheese similar to mozzarella. So the one thing that's really cool about trying a new recipe is experimenting with new ingredients. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, and that's what the video that I have for you. Additionally, at the end, I want to talk briefly about salt, and sea salt in particular, but really all salt being contaminated with microplastics. So let's get started. Hello, you're in my kitchen. So there are a few things before I start. First thing you want to do is to heat up your grill or your grill pan before you start this recipe. It doesn't take long. You only grill the peaches for a couple of minutes, so you can put this together in like 15 minutes or less. And the recipe uses red wine vinegar, which I thought I had, but I didn't. So I'm going to substitute balsamic vinegar because it goes really well with fruit. And then it also uses Calabrian chili, which I could not find, but it says that you can substitute red pepper flakes. So I checked my red pepper flakes, and they're a little bit bad. They're not bad, they're just very old. So instead I'm just going to use, sprinkle a little bit of cayenne, because I'm not supposed to be eating spicy foods right now anyway. But so yeah, so any recipe that you follow, if you need to make changes particularly for your diet, then there's always things that you can swap out and swap back in for the original recipe. The next time I get red wine vinegar, I will try it with that. Oh, and burrata, however you say that. It's an Italian cheese, and you can usually find it in any grocery store somewhere close to where the mozzarella cheese is. If you can't find it, then the best substitute would be just regular mozzarella. But burrata is a little bit creamier. Well, it's a lot creamier than mozzarella, so that's why I think it's going to be really good in this recipe, and I'm glad I'm getting a chance to try it. And her salad is served just on a platter, garnished with a little basil and mint. And I'm going to serve mine on a plate of greens because I love my salad greeny vegetables. So I'm going to put it on a plate of greens. So I've washed these peaches. I picked them up yesterday from the farmer's market. And the first thing that I'm going to do is cut them into quarters. You want to salt and pepper to taste. And since I am not a big pepper fan, I'm using white pepper, which is very mild, and not a lot of it, just a little bit. I've got some local olive oil here, California olive oil from a place called Carb Estate. And in a dish like this, you want to use the most flavorful ingredients that you can, because you're not going to be putting a lot of different ingredients in it. All right, I'm going to stir this up and then put them on the grill. While these are grilling, I'm going to whip up the dressing. These are ready to come off and they smell so good. So now you just want to mix these up in the dressing that you prepared. And now I'm going to put them on a platter. And that's it. Oh, let's add a little extra dressing. I've added some basil. Sprinkling over just a little extra of the dressing for just kind of a garnish. And the burrata, this is it. And like I said, I found this in my local grocery store. All right, shall we taste? Mmm. Mmm. It's a very complex flavor, and I'm getting just a hint of the heat from the cayenne. It could take a little more. I only put a teeny little bit in there, but feel free to load it up because it really adds a nice balance to the flavor. It's good. It's also very refreshing. So as promised, I do want to speak briefly about salt and its relationship with microplastics. Initially, there were research reports back in like 2017, around there, where researchers had started looking at sea salt, and it's sea salt from everywhere across the globe: North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe. And what they learned is that what they found was microplastics in the sea salt. As you know, our oceans have become a huge dumping ground for plastic waste, and it's starting to show up in fish and in salt. So it's not really surprising. What was surprising was the amount of sea salt that they found in the samples of salt that they tested. And they tested brands of salt initially, so it was what you would normally be using on your table. They found that 1 kilogram of sea salt contained anywhere between 35 to 1,653 particles of microplastics. And microplastics can be they can be fibers, they can be little round beads. It's basically things that result from the plastic breaking down in the environment. These numbers of particles depended on the study and where the salt was harvested. Even more recently, once researchers started looking for microplastics in salt, they also found it in table salt in even higher numbers, and, believe it or not, pink Himalayan sea salt. According to National Geographic, a recent study estimates that the average adult consumes about 2,000 of these microplastic particles per year. What does this mean for your health? No one knows. However, the good news is that a handful of brands were found to be microplastic particle free. Jeez, it's hard to say that. Yes, microplastic particle free. And that's what led me to start using Redmond salt. This is ancient fine sea salt. This also comes in a coarse variety as well. And the reason that this is microplastic free is where it's mined. It says that it's the only sea salt harvested from the ancient deposit near Redmond, Utah. So they dig it up out of deep out of the ground. It's also unrefined, so you get it exactly the way nature intended for you to get it and the way the body can actually use it. When you look at the salt, you can see that it has different colors of crystals in it. That's because it's unrefined. Millions of years ago, there was an ocean where there is now the state of Utah, and the salt deposits left when that ocean receded are where they are able to mine the salt. Not only is this microplastic free, it tastes really, really good. This says that it has a subtle sweet flavor unlike any other salt on earth. And not to be hyperbolic or anything, but this tastes much better than any salt I've ever eaten. So this is the salt that I use. This is what you saw in the recipe. And now you know about Redmond's. If you didn't know already about Redmond real salt, now you do. Check it out. It's really good. And it's a little more expensive, obviously, than your no-name table salt. But again, the taste is there. It's mineral rich and it's microplastic free. Okay, here I am with my freshly made lunch. This was really, really easy. It's just a matter of grilling up the peaches, and the cheese, the burrata cheese, tastes a lot like mozzarella, but it's just very, very creamy. So it's a creamy version of mozzarella. But yeah, it's very fresh, and the flavors come together to give you a little bit of a punch in every bite. And I think it's something that anyone would enjoy, particularly if you want a light, refreshing lunch. Also, if you're eating low carb, then this would absolutely qualify and make you feel full and satisfied. And if you're vegetarian, this would work as well. So great all-around menu. Like I said, I'm about to dig in here to this cheese. but before I do, I just want to thank you so much for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, especially if you'd like to see more from me. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing here at Free Range Diva. More salads coming, so, you know, if you want some more salads, then come back and hang out with me and we'll make some more. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for now. So until I see you in my next video, my mouth is watering. I'm going to wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. I want you to take good care of yourselves. Enjoy your summer and your grilling, and I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye! It's just good.